What's up, family? I am DB, and welcome back to Cut Culture, where we highlight barbers and discuss all things from lifestyle, clients, education, and products. Today, I am back again in Immortal Barber Lounge, Las Vegas, Nevada, with the unofficial co-host of the show,
apparently,
EJ, the Vegas Barber. Say what's up to the family.
Hey, what's going on, man? I'm back at Immortal Barber Lounge. Hey, you know the same spiel. Come see us, come get right.
Come see them, come get right. So today, what we're gonna be talking about is when and why to raise your prices as a barber. So when you should raise them and why a barber would raise their prices. This is like a tricky topic, man.
It's real tricky, especially for new barbers and sometimes for old barbers. It just depends.
And especially for clients.
Yeah.
Nobody want to pay more.
No, nobody ever wants to pay more.
Right.
You know, prices go up in life, but they expect barbers to stay the same.
Hey.
So it's really hard to find, you know, that happy medium.
So we're trying to,
you know, we just want to educate the people and let them know, or educate people and barbers.
Yeah. So why should barbers, or why do, I guess?
Why do? It's usually inflation. Usually, there's two main things, I think.
Inflation in
the economy.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Prices go up, gas go up, clothing go up, food go up.
Right. Products,
tools, everything. So eventually, I'm gonna start bearing the brunt of that loss.
Right. Because you have to over time replace tools.
Yeah.
They get old, clippers get old.
Everything.
The motors burn out.
Exactly.
You know, blades get old. Yeah.
Exactly. So when that cost of living go up, I mean, we can't bear the brunt of all of it. You know, so that's one of the reasons that prices need to go up. And I mean, I think that it's very interesting because people don't see it that way. People see it as, I think they see our profession more as a hobby. So if you raise your prices as a barber, you're being greedy.
It's crazy, ain't it?
It's crazy. Yeah. I devote this time to make you look good, feel good, you know, go on prom dates,
right,
job interviews, and I'm supposed to stay here while you try to get here.
Right.
That doesn't add up.
It don't add up. So from a client perspective, I think maybe most of them or some of them, you know, they respect you as a barber enough to kind of, you know, they know as time goes on, the same way that they want to raise, the same way you want to raise, same way we want to raise, but we have to give ourselves raises.
Yeah, but they think that when we give ourselves raises, we just work and cut more heads. We don't increase prices. We work more hours.
Yeah, it's only a certain amount of time in a day anyway.
Exactly.
You can't like cut 50 people a day.
I mean, if you want to, you can die
trying.
trying.
You know, I mean, you can burn yourself out. Yeah, you could burn yourself out.
Quick.
I'm too old for that.
Man, look, my body is 60. I'm you know, I ain't gonna even say what my age is, but that's beside the point.
And the biggest cost too, we haven't even said yet, is the lease price. So either, you know, with the lease going up,
exactly,
for that space,
yeah,
the barber's booth rent goes up.
Exactly.
Or if they're in a studio, the studio price goes up.
Right.
You know, so yeah, you have to factor that in when you're talking about why a barber would raise, and this is really so clients can understand why a barber would raise their prices anyway. This is what I tell people, man. Growing up in the 80s, right? Mm-hmm. I remember a 16-ounce glass drink was 25 cents. Mm-hmm. In a glass.
Yeah.
You could barely find them in a glass today.
No, it's
right?
all plastic.
It's all plastic bottles. But 16 ounces today is what, almost $3 for the same drink, right?
Yeah.
In 30 years or whatever.
Right.
The same drink, but a haircut. I remember when I was getting haircuts. Yeah, I had hair. Yeah. So I remember when I was getting haircuts in the 80s, and haircuts then was almost $10. I think they was like $7 or something.
I was about to say about 7 to 10.
And if you triple that price, we'll be at pretty much almost where we at today, or 4 times 7, 4, 28. So that's roughly about how much a haircut is today. Roughly $30, right?
Yeah.
Some places is less than that.
Yeah.
So the price of haircuts moved roughly 4 times or so, right? For just the haircut. Mm-hmm. But the price of a Snickers bar and a soda
has
jumped 20 times. You know, from 25 cents to $3.
And the sneakers got smaller, but the price got larger.
Everything got smaller.
Exactly.
So, I mean, that's kind of, you know, just to put it in perspective a little bit, I guess, as far as when it comes to barbering. I think as of late, barbers have kind of started to charge more of what, I guess you can say that what their worth is.
Yeah, to a degree.
To a degree. You know, it's kind of starting to match like current times.
Yeah, and you got to understand, man, time only goes one way. So the time we spend making people look good, feel good, we don't get that time back. So if we working ourselves to death,
right?
I mean, what are we really working for? Nah, I mean, besides the tools thing, besides the tools and the rent and stuff like that, you know what? Sometimes we just want to get paid. I mean, just keep it simple because
it's time for a raise.
It's time for a raise.
Okay.
You know what? I didn't earn this.
Yeah, right. Given your skill level has gone up.
Yeah.
Right? It may be a client out there to say, well, I know Earl at shop who he's been cutting for 15 years since I was a kid and he still can't cut.
Right.
So if you're, I mean, it could be a situation where a barber been cutting for a long time and they just not really that, like Jay said in our last interview, they're not really passion driven.
Yeah.
So they don't spend a lot of time on perfecting their craft and they really haven't gotten much better.
Right.
Right.
No,
there's a lot of that. If you are that barber, I'm saying that to say just because you've been doing it for X amount of years don't necessarily mean.
Right.
I mean, you can raise your prices.
True.
But if you already don't have a lot of clients,
no, that's gonna kill you.
It might kill you. Yeah,
that's gonna kill you.
So,
but the other why is because you have too many clients. It's too big.
So that would be kind of like a win. Like win. You're right.
That's a twofer.
Right. So yeah, definitely.
Because you still want to be able to maneuver and live life. You don't want to be bombarded constantly, hourly, every half hour, every 15 minutes, squeeze me in and all of this. You know, that's another win. If people are asking you to squeeze them in, they need to pay for that.
Yeah. So I definitely want to. So if you have, if all of your days, if your Wednesday look like a Saturday, look like a Friday, look like a Monday, like whatever, however many days you're at work, it might be time for you to, because, and what happens too when you do that, obviously you have to be aware that you're going to lose some people. You're going to lose some. If you go up $2, you're going to lose somebody. You know that, but
true. But here's the thing too: when you raise your prices, you never expect to keep people. What you want to do is you want to work less and at the worst make the same amount of money that you were already making.
Right.
I'd rather work less and make the same amount as opposed to raise my prices thinking I'm gonna keep everybody and I'm trying to make more. That doesn't make sense.
Right. So I mean, you are trying to kind of, you know, when you raise your prices, you got to kind of think in your head too that I am trying to thin these people out.
Yeah.
And it's not like in a bad way.
It's not in a bad way.
It's not like in a negative way. Like we don't like you.
Yeah.
You know, we love y'all, man. You know, we love our clients.
I love most of my clients, man. I mean, some I get a boot tomorrow if I could.
Yeah, for the most part.
They just ain't crossed the line that I'm ready for them to cross. I've been sticking the line out there.
Yeah.
Like, dang,
but
they didn't take the bait.
At the same time, you can't stay in the same place, man. It's impossible for you to just cut hair for $10 until you retire. You know, you just can't do that. If people calling you all day, if they saying, hey, every time I try to book, I go to your app or what, it's booked up and there's no space, it's time to go up. And a lot of those people will stay because they're willing to not have to deal with going to the app and it's no appointments all the time, or they have to take a day they don't want because they're trying to get in.
And that's also why you always try to book recurring schedules for people, so they don't have to fight for a time. So look, if you already know your schedule, in a month, 2 weeks, if this is your day, let's just book you for this day every 2 weeks, every week, every 3 weeks.
Yeah.
That way, I'd rather you try to finesse your way out of a time that you already have, as opposed to try to look for a time when you really want it.
Right. And those people are like most likely gonna stick around.
Yeah.
The people who booking, 2, 3, appointments.
Right.
After they get out the chair.
And that makes it tough for us because we know those loyal people. We're gonna try our best to try to get them in a position that works for you and us.
Right.
But also you want to have clients that grow with you. when you're raising those prices.
Oh yeah.
I'm not trying to stay in the same place, and I'm really not trying to cut people who are not trying to get more. So I'm trying to raise. I want you to raise.
Right.
I want you to be better. I want to be better.
Right.
Let's make this a whole team.
Oh yeah.
You
So
know?
so with raising the prices, you also kind of adding additional services and stuff that you do.
No, I
Okay.
don't think. I think that goes against raising your prices.
Yeah.
Because now you're raising your prices, but you're still adding more time to services. So it still doesn't really balance out. You're still giving more of your time. I want to keep my time. That's the thing.
No, I
Like,
feel you.
I mean,
So I'm already here is why I'm raising. So I was
Right.
already offering you more
yeah,
anyway.
I'm offering you.
We were
top
already
dollar.
there, right? We were
So-
already there before I raised
Right.
the price.
So I'm raising the prices because I know I deserve it, and you know what I give you.
right,
If I gotta add something every time I raise the prices, where does it end?
right,
So now I'm charging $100 a client, but I'm spending 2 hours with them.
right.
And balance out again. Now I'm back in the same spot I was.
Absolutely. And for people who feel like, well, maybe you doing the same thing as you was doing when you was cutting me at $40. Now you cutting me at $50, and now you saying, you know.
Yeah.
But hey, think about it like this: you're gonna find out what that haircut worth when you go get a bad one.
Oh, for sure.
That's what it honestly, that's what it
sure.
is, right?
For
So
sure.
as soon as you feel like, well, man, that's a lot for a haircut, okay. That in itself too also goes back to something I said before.
Yeah.
And this was a earlier video with Carl at the original barbershop. So it goes back to that when I said people don't have a problem paying going out a couple and spending $100 on a meal
Right.
that's gonna last 2 hours because we're gonna go back home and eat cereal, right?
Right.
You know what I
Snack
mean?
on-
Like
snack on
in 2-3
something.
hours, we're gonna
Yeah.
go back and snack on a sandwich or chips or something. So you really do have to understand the value you're getting from that haircut service
Yeah.
and that barber.
Right. And I was talking to my brother Jay, and like I was telling him, bottom line is it's like I'm telling clients right now, look, these prices are going up in a few months. I'm already letting them know.
Right.
Like this, that, and the fourth. When we raise our prices, we're raising them for us personally, not just completely as a shop. We're raising them personally because I want to free up time. Now, look, if you still want to get your hair cut at the same price that's on the wall in the shop, that's fine. You can't book with me to do that
Right.
because I feel like my time is a little more valuable at this point. I'll still cut your hair if I have time, but there should be other people that can take care of you at the price point that you're looking for.
Oh yeah. So it's definitely
So
different.
I don't want you to stop coming to the shop.
Yeah.
I'm gonna see you. Hey, how you doing? I can send you to the right person that'll take care of you. But look, my time is a little more valuable now, and if you can't pay that price, that's fine. I'm still your boy. I'm still your homie.
Yeah.
But I'm not for you unless I have the time to do it.
Yeah.
So
I'm not
I don't want
guilty.
that-
I'm not
so
gonna
don't
be
book
a
on my app and think you about to slide me a little less than what I'm looking for now.
Yeah.
But that's just what it is. And sometimes you don't necessarily raise all your prices for certain people because some people see you more frequently than others do. So you don't want to have them bear that brunt of, okay, I see you every week. Damn, if I go up to this price, this might make me a every 2 weeker. No, I need you to go up, but you may not need to go up as high as this. But you're paying me more for something more simple than somebody else is. You know, so there's still, you know, loopholes through it, but for the most part, people need to understand that your prices need to be your prices, and if you can't meet that, that's fine.
Right.
But there will be people who can, and that's what you really want to strive for. Every barber should strive to make more for less time, more
Yeah.
money for less time.
Yeah.
That's the be all end all in this, because I don't want to be behind the chair forever,
Right.
unless it's just my choice.
Right.
I want to, hey, if I can come in for 3 hours and still make $500-600 in a day, that's what I'm striving for.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I go back in the back and sleep for the rest of the day.
Yeah, and you know, people need to be honest too. You know, clients need to be honest, barbers need to be honest. So obviously, what we're talking about is for barbers that, I mean, you know what your skill level is. You know, like you can't raise your prices because you see barbers around you or barbers on social media raising their prices or talking about raising their prices.
Sure.
And you think because, you know, I've been cutting 2 years, I can raise mine now.
Yeah.
Like you gotta ask yourself, can I? You know? Like, can I raise them? Like, who's gonna pay for them?
Yeah, but when you ask that question, you got to be prepared to take a loss.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, but you got to be willing. It's a gamble.
Yeah,
you got to be prepared to take the L, even if it's for a week or two or a little while, in order to make people come up to your level and meet you where you want to be price wise.
And I've seen barbers talking about this topic on Instagram lately. I think right after we talked on the phone. But it's a subject, man, that like you said earlier, a lot of people are afraid. Barbers are afraid to do it because they're going to lose clients. But you're not really going to lose loyal clients or clients that understand your value.
No, you're not going to lose the clients that matter.
You're not going to lose those people. So I would say you definitely have to understand that your skill level and the value that you bring to people, you have to understand where that is when you're ready to raise your prices. You can't, like I say, and I want to reiterate that, you can't go off of other people doing it and say, I want to do it, because we all had to grow, we all had to develop our craft to a level that people may be willing to pay X amount of dollars. And sometimes, if some people don't know better and they don't care, they'll
say it's subjective. There's a lot of bad barbers making a killing.
It is, man.
It's subjective.
And it goes into a lot of things. It's not just haircuts. It's you being on time.
Man, what's your personality like? Because you're really selling yourself. The haircut is only 10% of it.
Exactly. It's a lot of things that go into that. So when we're talking about your skill level, it's everything across the board. It's not just your ability to fade hair. I always said, man, a fade can only get so good. Yeah. That's what I say. Now maybe that's a debate that we can have at a later date. But
most people are willing to keep going to a person who's on time, who has a great personality, who makes them feel at home, and stay with that person until they get better.
Yeah, don't make them feel bad.
It's a happy feeling every time I see this person. Yeah. But it's one of those things, and I know that to kind of segueing into like kind of the when, kind of segueing into the when to raise your prices. I heard online a couple barbers say, well, once you get 80% booked, then you should raise your prices. First of all, who knows what the hell 80% is of people? 80%,
like who's
counting that? So
like, how do you know that?
So how I make the decision on raising my prices? First of all, I have a cardinal rule. I'm never raising my prices less than $10. And the reason for that is because most of the time people are going to tip you $5. If you raise it $5, then you're not going to have a drop off that's substantial enough to create more space and more time. So that's one of my rules. If I'm gonna raise it, I'm raising it 10.
Hey, EJ hitting y'all in the head, buddy. Hey, he had 200 already, so.
No, I gotta raise it. I gotta raise it by 10, nothing less. But here's the other part of it. Most of your clients will allow you to raise it to that price.
Right.
Because most of your loyal people are going to tip you at least 10.
Yeah.
And I always say, look, I appreciate gratuity. I appreciate tips, Paul. But the bottom line is, just pay me what's on the wall.
Right.
Pay me what's on my website.
Right. You can't get mad at people who don't tip when you didn't raise your prices to where you want them to be.
Because here's my thing: if you didn't raise your price high enough, that you're upset that somebody didn't tip you, guess what? Your prices ain't high enough. So raise them to what you think you deserve, as opposed to raising them. And don't give them no odd number like you're charging 27 and hoping they give you the extra 3. Just charge the damn 30. So those are kind of my rules for the win. When the majority of my clients are giving me the price that I'm going to raise it to, that's when I raise it to that price. And I let them know in a fair amount of time when that's going to happen, when that change is going to be about. I'm letting them know in person. I'm letting them on my site.
You don't sneak attack.
I'm never sneak attack them because people will feel attacked.
Like last week, your price was this much. This week, when is that?
Right. I try to give them at least 3 to 6 months in advance to prepare for this, because now you could either prepare and understand that this is going to be part of the new regime, or hey, you know what? I can help you find a barber that can give you exactly what I give you. Close to it.
They're gonna go there anyway. Yeah, because a lot of the people that fall off, they're gonna go back to the price that they want to pay.
Right, and that's fine. I will help you find that price. I can't cut everybody, and I'm not trying to. But I'm not. Well, if you're not gonna pay me, I'm not gonna help you. No, you've helped me live my life for X amount of years. The least I can do is help you find somebody that gets you the way that I used to get you.
Right. And then you got to think too from like the client perspective. When your barber goes up in price, it's not going to be long before your new barber goes up in price.
Yeah.
Because eventually they all going to be there, and you're going to end up at barber school.
Yeah, sure. Hey, even super cuts and great clips go up in price eventually.
Yeah, you're going to end up.
Quality may not be there, but the prices are going to go up. That's just how it goes.
Yeah. So that's it is what it is.
Yeah, it definitely is what it is.
I mean, the same way people paying $400 for some J's, for some ones right now.
That's what I'm saying.
Is the same way.
But they willing to pay.
And I'll never understand that one.
They willing to pay all of that for shoes, shirts, clothes, all of that stuff. But then they want to underpay you for the haircut that bring the whole thing together.
To make them look the best. You know what I'm saying? You can have good looking feet, but come on, man. You know. And I love my shoes. You know what I mean? Like if you've been watching I love my shoes. I love stuff. But at the same time, if I was getting a haircut, I would pay whatever that barber, whatever he charges. I'm paying it, man. Because it just is what it is. If I love this service and I love how I look when I come out of this chair, when you raise your prices to $70, guess what I'm doing? I'm paying $70.
Period.
Because it's worth it. You know what I mean? Because the other chance that I'm taking is the equivalent of me becoming a walk-in, and we talked about that.
Exactly.
So, and it depends on the barber too. So everybody don't want to raise their prices to a certain amount.
No.
Everybody, some barbers like having a lot of clients, and they like giving, they like to they like going overboard. They like going over and beyond and doing the extra, and they don't mind doing it because you never know where somebody at, man. This person, maybe it's a barber with a bunch of properties and they got it like that. They just got a bunch of extra income and they don't mind servicing all these people because they that passionate about it. It's different reasons why people would do a certain thing. So and I'm saying that to say, if you're a client, you're like, well, my man been doing this and he been cutting for this long X amount of years and still staying at this price. That's cool. That's okay.
Yeah.
You lucked out with that with that barber as your barber. But if another barber decides to go up, for different reasons, that barber's deciding, right now this is a price for me to move up, and you never really know from the client perspective either why that barber decided to move up. It could have been a barber that was in a space like y'all, like you say, you here in a barber shop. You and Jay have y'all prices, but then you have shop prices too, which most barbershops have that.
Yeah.
Most barbershops, if you walk in, a lot of times you might charge a walk. You might squeeze one in or get one, and you might charge them the barbershop price.
For sure.
But your clients and people who book with you, you paying this price. You already know how much I charge.
This is it.
But if say like I'm in the studio, you could be, you could have a barber that's in the studio who the price of that studio done went up 2 or 3 times and they haven't raised their prices.
Right.
Now the client don't know that.
No,
the client, you might not know that barber has been taking this hit for you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And so now he's deciding to raise his prices and it might seem a little steep, but what you don't understand is that barber has been taking a hit for you for years.
And you had no idea.
Right. And now he's at a position where he's like, you know what? I have to raise. You're not even gonna have a barber.
Right.
In this setting.
Right. If I don't
raise my prices. So, and we're saying all this just so you can understand how all of this goes.
Yeah, that's the bottom line. No, but what I was gonna say too. Some of those clients that you were talking about, like, oh man, John Paul been charging the same price for years. Everything was cool. I feel like that's a slight against your barber if you've been paying that and for years and you haven't went up.
Right.
Like,
look, man.
I've had clients actually tell me, like, I was like, man, I'm thinking about raising my prices. One of my clients said, look, E, if they don't want to grow with you, then they gotta go. Hey, raise your prices, man. This is a client telling me that. Raise your prices.
Yeah. So that's basically the show for today. When and why a barber raises his prices and when to raise your prices. So
we covered it all.
Yeah, that's it, man. We covered it all. And if we didn't, You know, we got a limited amount of time. We can only hit so much
Matter of
in
fact,
each topic.
if we didn't cover everything, man, look, just make some comments down at the bottom of the video, and we'll get back to you. We'll answer. He'll definitely answer. If I see it, I'll add on to it. You know, that's how we'll do that.
That's what's up.
And subscribe to the channel.
So as always, what we're gonna do is let EJ tell you where he can find you, or where you can find him.
You can find us at 6825 West Russell Road, Suite 130 at Immortal Craft Barber Lounge. Man, come through and see us. Like always, we'll take care of you. Hey, man, I appreciate it.
Oh, yeah.
DB.
Always.
Hey, it's always a great conversation.
Yeah.
We got to do it again soon, for sure.
Oh, yeah. And as always, all his information will be in the description, and it'll be rolling out on the screen. So until next time, maybe I'll be in your shop in your city. Love, peace, and hair grease. Salute.
Later.
Beep, 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 beep.
45, 47.